The Maestro.
Durty. Why?
This is cool. Let it go.
How about you hold it?
There's a lady in the waiting room. She got legs that run forever.
Hello and welcome to Maestro's Dirty Shows with your boy. Me. Today's trends are brought to you by the mind of the Blazer. And let me talk about what that means real quick. During our post up last week, he brought up an idea about the 3-point shot being more integrated into the game, and he's absolutely right, it is. However, when he did so, he sort of brought my mind down a rabbit hole of what's factual, what's on point versus what are we seeing in terms of how these threes are turning into wins and losses. So went back. We only have so many games this season, so it made it a little easier than what it would have been if I'd have tried this toward the end of the season. Because we don't necessarily keep a running total of most 3 points taken during a game. We have made, we have percentages, but we don't have necessarily taken as a master stat thing, which is fine because it's easy to go and get that. The reality, though, for looking at that stat, you have to kind of take a couple of things into consideration. One, when are the threes taken? Are they all taken early in the game? Are they taken toward the end of the game because you're really behind? Are they those long whoop shots that sort of make you crazy because it just comes out of nowhere and it makes no sense? So in order to sort of do this analysis, I had to take what I call the outlier factors off the table and try to look at it from a standpoint of during the meat and potatoes of a game, what is happening that is leading to the threes versus what is happening as to the outcome of the threes that are taken. These three things came up. Whether the team took more threes than the other team took, that was about 50-50 in terms of wins and losses. What skewed that was the percentages of threes that were made. The team that made more threes tended to have a greater winning percentage, somewhere in the realm of 64.7%, somewhere in there, versus the teams that did not. Very few teams who did not make any threes won. I think that would have been kind of obvious because we just talked about how threes are integrated in the game, but I felt it was my duty to say it anyway. And so that led me to this, going back and checking out the games, sort of doing a review of the season as a whole. The teams that were more successful were the teams that were taking the threes in the flow of the game, taking the threes as a part of what seemed to be their offensive-based principles. And that's key because those teams tended to be more in control. The other thing, in terms of the teams that it translated into wins, were the quality of threes that were taken and how it led to the focus key point of what was being done by the offense as a whole, not just as an individual moment of desperation. Lastly, the focus of the threes tended to be, when they were more successful, tended to be when the team ran an inside-out, outside-in game, and there was somebody either cutting to the corner or cutting to the upper wing or staying at the top of the three-point arc. All those things spell out one particular thing, and that is a focus in the game plan, leaving the three as an option with players who can actually make the three, as opposed to the I'm taking a three because it's Tuesday and I'm here. Interesting to follow this throughout the rest of the season. Be interesting to see the teams that have the greater percentage of threes, how they plan out in terms of the leadership in the standings. Right now, it's about 50-50. The team with the higher three percentages are not leading their conferences or divisions, but anywhere from the middle of the pack higher. So we see how it plays out. Let's see how you see it. You'll let your boy. I'll let your boy. You know what to do with your boy. Tell me what you think. Let's get into it. What do you see? How do you see the three playing out? And most importantly, I don't care what anybody tells you. I ain't no narc, but not everybody was kung fu fighting.
Oh, wait, you want me to read?
Thank you again for checking out the Maestro Durty
Shorts.
Is it last call? Oh. Have you seen my glasses?
Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind.
The Maestro. Durty.
Shorts.